Hi, Omri.
Hi, Ofek.
Um, Today I want to speak about uh, meditation and yoga practice. You just started meditation
A couple of weeks ago.
a couple of weeks ago, yeah?
Yeah.
How do you find it?
It's very, well, interesting is a kind of a word to say, but it changes every day. Sometimes I feel in a good mood, sometimes I feel in a bad mood. And today in the meditation I sensed a kind of denseness, as if I didn't have any particular thought, but I had lots of thoughts. I had like everything was crammed up together, as if you can't breathe.
As
It
if
was
you
very
can't breathe, yeah.
yes, very dense. And during the hour meditation, I stayed for an hour. Nothing changed actually, and it's okay because it's not every time. Lots of time we have the belief that since we're doing meditation, at the end of it we should feel good and better about ourselves, and we know exactly what to do right now, and all these kinds of thoughts.
Yeah.
And that has nothing to do with meditation. Meditation is being in the moment, whatever arrives in the moment. If it's a good thing, what you call good, or if it's a bad thing, what you call bad. But that doesn't matter. It's staying in the moment and being able to take that in your life in situations where you think, oh, I want this and this to happen, and it doesn't matter anymore what happens. You're fine with whatever happens, if it's a good thing or a bad thing. And like we said previously about thoughts, that our thoughts are only in the past. So even if we think of the future, we think in terms of the past.
Yeah.
So any good we think of in the future is the good we know from the past, and not necessarily the good we know from the present or the future. And if you are in the moment, maybe you'll find that this is a new kind of good that you didn't know before, but now you see it as good. It's a new kind of thing.
It's interesting. Can you elaborate a little bit about, like, when you said that in your meditation you felt like that it's very dense? Is it like, do you mean that that you had like many thoughts coming up to you?
It's as if there was a fog. You know, in the fog everything is dense, enclosed, and you
Like
cannot
in
see
fog.
very far.
Yeah.
With thoughts or without thoughts, you cannot see very far. You're very right. You try to see further than where you are right now, but it's impossible.
So it's related to the close future, about the things that are uncertain.
Yes, I suppose so, because uncertain things cause fog, and I suppose it's a denseness that you cannot name. You cannot say this or this or that, but it's an altogether feeling that says, I don't know what's going to happen. I have no idea what's going to happen next. And I feel very dense. I don't know what's going to happen.
Yes. And you mentioned that our thoughts are
In the past.
in the past and what or future. It related always to time, right?
Yes, it's always related to time. Something that happened or something that will happen. Yes.
Have you noticed that when you don't think and there is no thoughts, you're in the present? Isn't that like a present?
Yes. Well, I haven't felt that a lot, but I suppose the times I have felt it, yes, when you are in the present, you are in the present. You're not in the future or in the past.
This is why it's actually called present, because it's a present to be in the present,
Yes.
just as we are. I think.
Yes.
Um,
So you talked about yoga you did this morning. We also started doing yoga a couple of months ago together.
Yeah. And just like last question about the meditation, since I know you a little bit, how do you think meditation affected your life? so far?
Well, first of all, the basic thing is you have a passage from sleep to wake. You don't have to straight away start doing stuff. You can take a moment to realize who you are right now and be in the moment before you start rushing to all kinds of things you have to do.
Yeah.
Second, you have the possibility of being in the present moment in your day-to-day life, and not only in the meditation. It kind of slips over into your life.
Yeah. Can I tell you
Yes.
my experience when I observe you after and before the meditation? I know there's plenty of other things that you are doing, and it's related to other things as well, but I sense more calmness inside you, in your presence, and I think that you do much more than in the past. So during the day, you actually in the present, and you manage to do more stuff during this time. I think.
Yeah, it's possible. I have seen this change also.
Yeah, and before that you were like a little bit all over the place. You didn't know what to do. You felt tired, and you felt like without energy to do stuff. But now, when you practice meditation and also yoga, I must say that I'm amazed because you did a huge shift, and I think in the last 2 weeks we did work and stuff that we wanted to do for a very long time, but we didn't manage to do. So this is from like a friend, an observer from the outside. So I think I see like really positive effect, and actually it's all started from the yoga. I think. So when we started yoga 2 months ago, I think now.
Yeah, 2 months ago.
And the yoga did wonderful things. Is still doing wonderful things to us. We take it step by step. We practice Iyengar yoga, and
Iyengar, yes, it sounds a bit like anger, but Iyengar yoga.
Iyengar yoga. In the end, will come to become younger, like
younger, yes, younger yoga.
And actually, for me, it was very interesting to discover my abilities, and I'm always into finding challenges, very inspiring, and to check out my limits. And my insight for today, speaking about yoga, was about that I discovered that while I do the poses of yoga, it is really, really difficult for me to do these poses because I'm just starting and beginning. But when I accept myself in this difficulty situation, and I breathe, I learn how to breathe in this very difficult and intense situation, then in life it gives me the power to overcome challenging moments when I don't breathe, when I don't breathe. For example, if I'm in a situation where someone is pushing me or saying something really bad to me, so what I do in this moment, like to get back to myself, to the control of myself, to this moment, I need to go back to the breathing, and I think that while I practice that in yoga and I get comfortable in difficult and unusual situations, then in life,
Yes.
when this unusual and difficult situation occurs to me, then I can remember that I can still breathe.
Yes.
And it's very important because when I breathe, I take control back to myself.
Yes.
And it means a lot to me. And then I don't need to respond in anger or hatred or
Fear.
fear or unwanted way that I don't want to do.
Yes.
So this is just one insight, just one benefit, but it also really helps my concentrations because I discovered that when I try to do these difficult and unusual situations, poses, then it is then I really need to focus on one point or another point and really focus on every muscle in my body in order to do those poses correctly. And
Yes.
I also find my balance inside the poses. So
Yes, which helps you find
Yeah.
balance inside your life, in your day to day,
yes, yeah,
in your day
exactly.
to day. Yeah.
How do you find yoga? What does
Well,
it
I
take
find
you?
it the same way because anyway, the first reason I went to yoga is I said I want to be able to be in stress and still feel good because you stress your body, you move your body in ways that you're not used to. And I said, how can I feel used to things when I'm used to things? Because life is always changing. So how can I be calm and focused in what I'm doing right now with all the change that is happening? And if we talked about meditation earlier, the change can also be different thoughts that come. Because at one moment I have this thought and the other moment I have this other thought. So how can I stay centered and focused on what I'm doing right now with all the thoughts that are changing, with all the movement that is around me, with everything that is changing all the time. So how can I
Yes.
stay right here, right now? And yoga and meditation helps for these two things in a very, very good way.
Mm. Nice.
Okay, we hope you find this helpful.
Yes.